It's something that's been in our lives for nearly a year and a half, and now it's about to be closing time and hopefully moving on to a new chapter. Thanks for joining us for Newswatch 12 at 4. I'm Adam Schooms. We'll dive into all of our top stories in a moment, but first we're going to start with Governor Brown. And after the outbreak, the state of Oregon will shed its coronavirus restrictions on Wednesday, June 30th, or whenever it hits the 70% vaccination goal, whichever comes first. Governor Brown making the announcement back in May the state would reopen once 70% of adults received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. As a result, Oregon has continued to inch toward Brown's goal, but with no guarantee that it will be achieved by the end of June. As of this morning, the statewide vaccination rate stood at 68.9%.
The vaccines have proven to be our strongest defense against COVID-19. I'm so proud of our collective efforts to vaccinate more than 2.3 million Oregonians. It's because of these successes that we can move Oregon forward and into the next chapter of the pandemic. I know we're all certainly ready.
Some mask requirements could stay in place for specialized settings following current CDC guidance, including for airports, public transit, and healthcare settings. Brown's new recovery order is set to last until December 31st of 2021, unless terminated earlier. Despite the repeal of other executive orders, the governor's office said that the emergency declaration for COVID-19 will be extended again with a more limited scope. Oregon Department of Education and Oregon Health Authority plan to issue final set of guidance for the coming school year. We'll dive into that. Right now, schools will still be expected to follow regulations on the control of infectious diseases and plan accordingly. And that's where we head to now, the School Watch. Schools are back in session. This is the Oregon Department of Education announcing that Oregon public schools will be returning to full in-person instruction next school year. This does include school districts and charter schools that may continue to offer online programs for students at their discretion. The vast majority of health and safety protocols, including face coverings and physical distancing and ready, safe learners guidance, which are currently mandatory, will move to advisory next academic year. Key measures that remain required, including maintaining a communicable disease plan, maintaining an isolation space in schools, and right here in Southern Oregon, the Medford School District says they're on board with the new changes.
All along, Brett, we have asked for local control from the Oregon Department of Education. And so the fact that this new guidance gives us that local control, working with our Jackson County public health friends, is exactly what we've been after. And so we are thrilled.
Dr. Champion stated they hope to get more information out to parents and students about when they might be able to reduce COVID restrictions in the classroom for summer classes by the week of July 6th. And for the 2021 school year sometime in July. You can read more about those details on our website, kdrv.com. And since it appears that the light is finally at the end of the tunnel, long tunnel we've been dealing with since the start of the pandemic, let's take a look at some of the big events that happened over this past year plus. Oregon's first case of COVID was back on February 28th, 2020 from someone in Washington County who worked at Lake Oswego School District. Governor Brown announced her stay-at-home order on March 23rd. On July 1st, masks were mandated statewide. Then we finally get to the first vaccines given out in Oregon on December 16th. Now, unless we reach 70%, the state is opening on June 30th. On the coronavirus watch at 4 now, Klamath County is now in the moderate risk category. Governor Brown issuing the updated risk levels on Tuesday. Jefferson, Klamath, and Marion counties were all approved to move down to the moderate risk level from high risk. Polk County also achieved the 65% vaccination rate required for a move to lower risk. Starting today, there are 23 Oregon counties at lower risk, 7 at moderate, and 6 at high risk. Jackson County moved down to moderate risk last week, preceded by Josephine County the week before. Curry and Lake counties have all been at lower risk. So what does a moderate risk category mean? Obviously, this all goes out the door on June 30th. Indoor and outdoor dining is permitted, with indoor dining not exceeded 50% max occupancy or 100 people, whichever is smaller. For indoor recreation, fitness maximum capacity, that's at 20% occupancy or 100 people, whichever is larger. Capacity for retail stores and indoor and outdoor shopping centers or malls and is increased to a maximum of 75% occupancy. Just a reminder, here's a look at where our counties currently stand. Lake County low risk, Curry County low risk, Josephine County moderate, with Klamath County now in moderate. Jackson is in the moderate risk category.